Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Caesar in Gaul as Arverni. Now in last episode we took this settlement and we had little defeat here and experienced that our units is not so superior as we are used to in the Pontus campaign. And we also discovered that we have a great minus due to our expansion rate. So this episode and maybe the next one as well will be focused upon improving our economy in this faction and also revamp, or what you want to call it, our armies. We want to have a look upon how do we deal with our armies. Now I want to save some money. So I want to see how good is he in settlements. Do he have any bonuses? Minus in resistance to occupation, and actually quite good. Again, I'm in that situation that I don't really use naval power in this game. So we do have a general, but I'm going to disband his units. So that way we'll save a bit of money. Levy freemen. So we want, let's see. This army will need to remain here for a bit. And he is a warrior, so it doesn't give any bonuses to villagers. That's actually quite good. But we want our main army to be here and here. Now I can't remember, no, I can't make chosen swordsmen as of yet, but we will be doing that. So I will actually take all of these and disband them. And make another javelinman. And we have 8. This should be a decent enough defense. And we have a little force here ready if our enemy should, or our neutral neighbor should decide to attack us. And we have some units to defend us in the north if the enemy should decide to attack us. So our situation is looking quite good, to be honest, and we removed some of the army we had built and we're actually making a decent amount of money. We had 2,500 before and increased by 1,100 already. So after a few turns where we have changed this, well, very bad situation. Let's see, why is it so bad? Instability minus 12, slaves minus 9, taxes, faction, buildings. So we have some squalors. Well, I believe that will change quite soon. But we will end this turn and see what happens. Now we are not going to wage war if we can avoid it. But if the enemy, or if anyone, because we should not have any enemies at the moment, to be honest. But if anyone should decide to attack us nonetheless, we will of course have to react. Now I'm going to find regions where or buildings where I gain a decent amount of money. And we will be focusing upon improving the economy. I don't know how strong the Romans are compared to us. Uh, but to be honest, they should be quite strong. Even though I'm not quite 100% sure on this, so don't hold me up to it. But as far as I can remember from history lessons, is Romans just, what should we say, hit at a lucky time. The Gallic was actually quite close to unite all the factions to repel the Romans, but they didn't, and caused or was the reason why the Roman had such great success expanding. Now, if it's just me remembering wrong or whatever, I don't know, but I feel that our units are not that superior. When you play with Rome, you can make an army of Hastati and just own. Where in Gaul, if you take the Grand Campaign and play as Gaul, you can also own, but not in the same way. And I do myself believe that's due to the Roman is a bit overpowered. -4, that's actually quite a lot. We got 11 plus. We gain more food, 2 more food, a little bit more wealth, but -6. Let's try and build this and wait, because we don't want to go into minus in any places. And this region is so unstable, so we are not going to touch that as well at the moment. We want to have some public order or wealth down here. Now, the public order is quite good, so let's focus upon wealth, but local commerce we do not have, but if we get Nabu Martisus, we will. So we will make a farmer's market. Now, as you can see, we already got a bit improvement to our economy, and we need a good economy to defend against, well, our enemies, to fund good armies and several armies. Because if you do not have the possibility to defend yourself properly with a good army, well, it doesn't matter if you have a good economy. You need to have an army that supports that economy you have, but also the other way around. You need an economy to support that army you have. I know it sounds a bit, well, easy to understand, and some of you might think, well, of course you do. But honestly, I have seen people I know or have watched on the internet first time trying to play Rome, doing this as a often mistake that they do underestimate how important it is for the army to support the kind of economy you have. Because if you have a great economy and you do not have an army that could defend your nation, enemies are more likely to attack you because you are a weak target. Now, as said, many do not see this as far as I can tell, but it's quite important to remember. Now, we are building a lot of these, and I do believe after this we will take this right away. It will help us in trade, but Chieftain Hold, that is the reason why we want it, because, as you know, in Rome or the Grand Campaign, where you have the colosseums like buildings, they give a good public order bonus, and we will need that if we need to upgrade our military bases to highest level in some regions, which we will eventually. Faction rise, trespasser, Ruteni. Well, as long as they don't fight me, I do not care what they are doing. So we got good amount of money, 7,000 right now, and we have a good income. Our expansionism is still minus 30. I do not know if we actually can just wait it out. You could in previous game, I know, but I haven't actually tried in Rome 2 to deal with that issue, because honestly the other games where I have this issue, I'm just like, screw it. I don't care what you think, I just kill you and be done with it. So I do actually not know what it does. I guess I will find out. It's a lot of food, but also a lot of wealth. +3 artillery on walls, more wealth, which is quite good. So let's build it. We're using a lot of money to improve the economy, but if you look at where we began before disbanding units, we were at 2,500, where now we disbanded some units, we have made some economy buildings, and we already on 4,500, which is quite close to the double of amount. So I think it's going quite well for us. So now Suebi was lost, and yeah, I just actually believe if the Romans could walk this way if they wanted to, if they don't want war with me. But I believe it's just a matter of time before they are just like, well, screw this, we're going to attack him. So I'm quite curious to see how long will, I want to say, this peace last. So right now we have a general, which we do actually not need, but he does give a bonus to public order, and that's the reason we are going to use him. And we'll have good proper defense in Tolosa. And yeah, let's keep these slingers around. And again, we disbanded some units, we got some benefits in our economy once again, which is quite nice. So -4, so I'm down to 12. -4 more, I'm down to 8. -4 more, I'm down to 4. Yeah, it's going to be, well, we have to keep an eye on the public order as we improve our buildings in our nation. Now, these have a quite large army, but now they disappeared, and I would actually like to know where they went. Ooh, that's actually quite good. So they went through my lands to somewhere. Counterintelligence. What bonus do our army have? 5 research rate. Well, nice. Morale, well, we do not need that, so more research rate. We can always improve this. We have the first one over here, we have the first these. Experience rate quite good, but we want the chieftain as we talked about, or I talked about earlier. Yeah. We will start to enable the possibility of recruitment of chosen spearmen. -8, -12, got 21. And we can build that next. Yeah, next turn. So we got a good going right here with Arverni. We have expanded quite a bit. We are now taking a brief, what should we say, break from expanding and preparing for a good economy, which can support hopefully a very professional and well-equipped army, both in experience and in armor. But I have an issue. So far my champions have been shit, to be honest. Sorry to say it like that, but they have just been rubbish. And I actually don't know what to do. Now we got the 4+6 public order down here. So if we change that to taxed instead, we lose some food, we would lose some control. At the moment I do not believe we can afford that as of yet. Going to end. So I'm looking forward to we have the chosen spearmen and swordsmen, and making how our army probably will look like rest of the game almost. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how well we do with that army. I do believe we should do quite good, to be honest. It's not that much the public order. Just going to wait until I can make this instead. We want some better units. Wow, 20 in wealth, not that much. 50, 100. They are building. I'm not quite sure if it could support it, to be honest, so I will wait with building that. It looks quite okay down here. Don't have the money for these. So yeah, let's just take one of them. So we will soon not be able to build any more buildings, because we are soon caught up with where our tech allow us to build, which is quite okay, to be honest. Mild, harsh, because then we can start focusing in research, where the money is required to expand some of them. Yeah, we are still waiting on these buildings to see how our situation with public order is. They are upgraded. Yeah. We need down here 5 food, public order, and how much? Non-public order actually is no minus. That is actually quite good. So we will be building these. The question here is, should I build this, because I do not believe this area will be an area where I'm going to build troops, to be honest. So actually I will change it. Again, more wealth. Got 5,300, quite good per turn. Because the next tier in research in 4 turns, where it requires money, costs 4,000. So we will actually be able to take one each single turn. And while we're doing that, we will still have a surplus. So that's quite good, to be honest. So right now we are at 17, and it will go to minus due to some of these. So the question is, it does give us public order bonus as well, but in 4 turns we will have the other, and when this finishes the turn after and we're going to change it, no reason to do that. Seems quite silly. So let's prove that. I do believe we're done here. We are -4 to get to -2 if we build it. So it's a good thing we waited. Yeah. And in this area, 4 -4. Ooh. It does actually look like we will go in minus here. But in 4 turns we'll have this. Let's see what happens if it is -2. If it is, we might be able to endure it. We will see. I do believe I had worked it out, but probably not. Unless they are hit by harsh winter, and that is also affecting the cause. So they are at 0, so we will gain a minus. Let's see what is giving events -3, so that should actually be because of the winter, I believe. So we should be in decent shape to withstand, control the situation. Right now we are actually just waiting, because I can't build these. I believe I will gain too much minus in this region. So we have 10,000 right now, so our economy is not just good, it's great. And I do believe we actually are able to build chosen swordsmen and spearmen. So a lot of buildings finished. Yeah, -4. And 3 of these are due to the winter, which is honestly quite annoying. So the question is, do we want an army of chosen swordsmen and spearmen, or Oathsworn? Oathsworn is quite good. I want my main army to have that, but my secondary army I do not believe I will. Now they have already quite a lot of spearmen, so I will build some of these instead. And when they are done, I will delete the spear warriors and build chosen spearmen instead. Let's just delete these to begin with and build only 4 at a time. Instead of deleting them, let's take and let's see where here given a bonus. I'm just thinking, instead of actually deleting the units, you actually have to go back here, and as a defense I will actually give him the slingers and 4 spear warriors. Oh, that was not the intention, and then we're going up here. So we have a small army here to act as defense. Now he will deliver these 4 units right, well, right up here instead actually. And then we have 1 to spare to another place. We'll use spear warriors as defensive units instead. Reason why? Well, we have a good economy. We might as well take advantage of this and try to make, let's say, if the enemy attack us and we only have levy freemen, it should be quite easy to take the light defended settlement. But if they have spear warriors, our border control, our border defense should be a lot better. That is at least what I am hoping to accomplish by doing this, to be honest. So this is at -4 at the moment, which is honestly quite bad. But I do not fear to... I do not expect, let's say like that instead, I do not expect to be attacked in the north all of a sudden by some barbaric faction. So you will have to take 4... No, you are actually going to take every single one. And you're going to disband the levy freemen, and you're going to upgrade these. Now he will have 4 and need to deliver 4 units to the north. He will have 4 spearmen, 4 spear warriors, 4 spear warriors, and 4 spear warriors. Now we're going to miss some right. Oh, sorry, my bad. Some right here. So I will build them instead, because we have 1 to spare from down here. And honestly, our capital will also gain some spear warriors instead of these. Now the expense of defense will increase, but as the situation is right now with our economy, we can afford it right now, no doubt. So I'm not that afraid of doing this. The big question is, am I going to regret it? Maybe. Yeah, I know, you can't sail there. I know. I actually believe I want to go over here first to deliver the 1 and upgrade the units before I return it over here. Question is who I want to build. Could be him. Yeah, when I have taken these and do not need the defense. I'm in this situation where I'm thinking about, should I have the borders in the north quite well secured when this is done, and should I then focus upon destroying Rome? These factions first and then Rome. I do believe... Oh, I had not seen that. So this faction decided to attack Rome and take their settlement. Well, I quite like them right now, but they don't like me. So we're going to end here. Yeah, we will be focusing upon the small factions down here in the south and then Rome, I believe, because then the north should be quite easily to, well, clean. And a lot of units. But guys, this was the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, comment. And yeah, I hope to see you again in the next video. Until then, bye.